Hello and welcome to this week's YouTube show. Today we're talking about how to book more personal chef clients now. My name is Stephanie Heller and I am the owner of Sweet Success Personal Chef Business Accelerator, helping personal chefs get paid, get clients, and have the business lifestyle they love. So today we're talking about one of the most asked topics, questions, the thing that most people tend to struggle with over time. The questions that I get asked the most over and over and over is, how can I get more clients? So as a personal chef, you know that our business relies on having clients come in the door all the time. Sometimes the clients will stay for a long time, could be a number of weeks, months, even years. But in the circle of life, clients start, they enjoy, and then they leave. And that is normal. What I want to help you with and give you some really great, solid tips and tricks is how to keep them coming in the door. So part of getting clients is having this really subtle shift in perspective from getting to attracting. So getting, the word feels like a little grabby, a little pushy, like I got to get this, I got to get that. When you think of the word attracting, it's a little more subtle. I think of like a magnet when I say the word attracting, that I'm a magnet and things are coming to me. So having that tiny shift in words in your head and in the way you describe what you want is really important, because you're going from searching, begging, pleading for clients, get me rich people, get me athletes, get me people who will spend the money to pay for my cooking service, to I'm attracting the best clients for me, or I want to be near and close to the right clients who are attracted to my service. So just saying it to yourself in a little bit of a different way will give you a different result. So clients are the backbone of any business. Doesn't matter if you are a personal chef, if you are selling a software, if you own a restaurant, if you cut hair. It is the way you stay in business, and it's the way you make money. You're offering a service in the marketplace and people are buying it and using the service. Those are the clients. So if you have no clients and no business, it is likely because you either are not attracting the right people, or you haven't really opened yourself up for business, or you're just kind of lost and don't know what to do. All of those are normal. So even if you do have some clients, you are always going to need more. And I call it refilling the pot. So if you think of your client pool as a pot of boiling water, and as you're boiling water, that's you staying in business. And as you're cooking and you're adding your heat, the water starts evaporating. And you need to keep adding water to remain boiling, because all the water is going to evaporate and you're going to have none left. Because you can't just put a lid on your business. People are not just you're not going to get one or two clients and they're going to stay with you for 30 years. It's not the nature of this business, because you're not an employee. You may decide to become an employee if somebody offers you a job to work with their family only. That's different. And then you're not a business owner, you work for them. So this is a little different. So you keep having to replenish the water pot. And the way you do that is through marketing. And a lot of people are scared of this and they don't know what to do, but it is the natural way to let people know in the marketplace, this is what you do, this is who I am, and here's who I can help. So once you come to terms with it's okay to lose clients and it is kind of a revolving door, you will feel better about marketing and bringing people in, and you will not be kind of hanging on every single inquiry that comes in and being really pissed off if it doesn't come through, or if somebody doesn't call you back, or they don't decide to book. Maybe they book the service once and they say they're so interested and they want to book again, and you never hear from them. It's kind of like dating. You have to strike the right balance. You're going to go on dates or have clients with a lot of people that don't rebook you, and that's also fine, because the ones that are consistent and reoccurring are going to be a better match for you. So once you come to terms with having marketing as a part of your daily business requirements, you'll be able to develop the skills that you need to get new clients all the time with less and less work on your part. In the beginning, it might feel like you are pushing a boulder up a mountain. And I picture this cartoon that I saw in a newspaper once of like just somebody pushing a boulder up a mountain. It's clearly way too big. It's not working out. They're trying all of their might and it's just not going to happen. This is the point that a lot of people give up and they say, I can't do this anymore. This is too hard. I'm not making any money. This doesn't work. I need to get another job. I don't have enough money to leave my job. I don't want to spend money on marketing. I don't want to put money into my website. All of these excuses are a way to convince yourself to stop going up the mountain. And that's not where success lies. Success lies on the other side of the mountain. These ideal clients who think nothing of dropping $300 a week or a day for you to cook for them are all there. They already exist. They're not coming out of thin air. They're people that already exist on this planet that need your service. You just have to make yourself visible and in business and available for them to get in touch with you. And here's 3 shifts that took me from client desperation to being a relaxed business owner. And it took me many years to incorporate these 3 things in my business, but they're absolutely vital if you want to succeed. I teach these 3 shifts in my coaching programs. I teach it in private coaching when people decide to work with me. And the personal chefs who consistently make money all the time are doing these things no matter what. So let's jump into it. There's also a freebie that you can download, which is a little exercise worksheet that takes you through these 3 shifts. And I will give you all the download information and the link a little bit toward the end. So you can get out a piece of paper now, take some notes. If you are driving or walking and you're just listening, you can download the freebie later and then work it on your own. Either way, part of it is you can't just listen and not take action. The same goes in the reverse. You can't just take action and not listen or learn or get guidance or coaching. It has to be both. You have to acquire new knowledge and skills, and then you have to put it into action. Just doing action for the sake of action is stupid, and it's not going to get you what you want. Whereas just listening to people teaching or, buying ad space and not really doing anything with it, that's not going to get you what you want either. It's got to be both. So when you come into this exercise, think of it. This is the learning part, and then you have to go into the action part. So the first one is what I talked about in the beginning a little, which is changing the way you think about getting clients. I want you to start to think in terms of attracting versus searching, begging, and pleading for rich people who want you to cook for them. This means that I want you to be the person that your ideal client wants in their home. They want a certain type of person standing in their home and cooking for them and solving their culinary problems. When you go away from thinking, getting, begging, searching, pleading, to who do I need to be, your whole energy changes. And the people that call you up for inquiries, the people who message you online, the people who say, hey, I found your card here, are going to shift 180 when you start thinking this. And it might be hard to come across at first because maybe you haven't even had your first few clients yet, or you've had really shitty clients who don't want to pay your rate. You don't like them. It did not work out. They didn't finish their bill. They didn't finish a booking, whatever it was. You might not have the model that you want to bring in, but I need you to use your imagination here. I need you to use, other personal chefs' success, borrow it, including mine, and make it your own. So when you shift away from begging and searching to being magnetic, again, it changes who's coming in, but it also changes what you are capable of. So the first exercise is really taking some time and meditating, which is just a fancy way of thinking quietly with your eyes closed for 5 or 10 minutes, and ask yourself, who do my ideal clients want in their home? You can picture it as someone from TV if you want them to be a client. It can be an athlete you just saw playing basketball on ESPN. It could be someone in a house in a fancy neighborhood you just drove down. It could be a yoga studio owner. It could be anybody. It could be your mom, your dad. It could even be you. Who do you need to become more of to be that person? Now, some of these answers might come to you right away. It could be something like, I need to work out at least 3 days a week. You want to have energy. You want to be in shape. You want to be alert. You want to look good. It could be things like, I want to brush up on my knife skills. Maybe your skills haven't been worked on since culinary school. Maybe you're an at-home cook and you've always wanted to take a class. Things that could come to you could be, I want to revise my sample menu so they're seasonal and that it attracts a healthy crowd who are looking not to eat tropical fruit in the middle of winter in Aspen. Things that don't match up. Whatever comes to you, just write them down. You don't have to judge it or analyze it. Just write it down. We just want to see what you're coming up with, because your subconscious mind, your mind, knows what you need to do. The question is, are you going to do it? And that's the difference of pushing the boulder up the hill, learning, and then taking action. There is the other side that you have to get to and that you have to implement. So what I like to do is meditate or sit in silence regularly, literally every day, 5 or 10 minutes. Ideally, this is something you do just in the morning, possibly, hopefully, before your kids get up or before you have to start your day. Could be even before you work out or you take a walk outside, before you eat breakfast. Definitely don't watch TV and get, other people's voices in your head. You want to hear your own voice in your head guiding you. And what happens with this practice is once you do it for 5 or 7 days in a row, you stop second guessing yourself. And once you stop second guessing yourself and you take action and you're in a momentum doing things to help yourself and help your business, your phone rings more with quality inquiries because of that shift in energy. You will be booking jobs more easily. There isn't going to be this lowering the price, this changing from I don't want to work at night till I'll work all night. You don't have to mess up all your guidelines. Things become easier. And the most important thing is you'll have more confidence in yourself that you know what to do and you know how to take action. This is going to take you out of the get me to attracting. That's the first thing, and we do it through meditation. The second shift I want to talk about is getting crystal clear on your services. This is so, so important. I literally look at hundreds of personal chef websites through clients showing me their website, or people wanting an opinion, or me just doing research. And the overwhelming problem with what I'm seeing is their services are not clear. Meaning, when somebody goes to your website, it is not clear the services they provide, what the client will receive, and how much it is. So being very clear and specific about what cooking services you offer is so important. When you try to be a bunch of things to a bunch of different people, it is going to be so hard to gain any footing. It's like you're spreading yourself really thin instead of getting good at really one or two things. You're trying to offer 30 different things. I mean, 30 is a little dramatic, but even if you're offering 5 or 6 services, just starting out is the kiss of death, because one person is not going to be amazing at all 6 things. And what happens is people will fall through the cracks, and you're ultimately attracting people who are not a fit for you. So if you're offering in-home cooking, meal delivery, specialty baked goods, nutrition counseling, personal training, and cooking classes, it makes it really hard and confusing for that perfect client to zero in and find you. On just a basic internet marketing level, you will not be ranking anywhere near as good for all of those things, all of those 6 things, as you would for one of them. You're going to be lower in the ranking list and people can't find you. It's also confusing to clients when you offer so many different things. Even if they're in the same category and even if they match, you want people to come to you for a certain thing. And what a personal chef does at its core is they cook custom food in clients' homes, period. You could do a variation on this, but it can't be 100 different things and then you wonder why you have no clients. So you may have heard in the intro on the YouTube channel that at Ripe, my company, we only offer 2 basic services. We're known for them, and people that seek us out and book calls with us know exactly what they're getting when we get on the phone. There is rarely any confusion. People do not book a call with me and say, hey, I want meal delivery. It's clear we don't do it. It is not anywhere on our website. We say why we don't do it, and we don't get inquiries for that. We also do what I call boutique in-home dinner parties under 35 people. I don't get calls for weddings for 200 people because it's not something we do. People who are on our website understand what we do. If they're interested, they book a call. If not, they move on. If you need a caterer for a wedding, you are not going to book a call with my company. You're going to go somewhere else. And that's what we want. We want to divert people away for things that we don't do, because in the beginning, I wasn't very clear on what I provided because I wanted to capture everybody. I just wanted to make money. I would want to book every single call that came in. And my marketing and brand was not clear enough. So I was getting all sorts of random shit. I would get, I am going in for cancer treatment and I need a very specific diet and I need it delivered. And then the next call would be, I'm having a wedding for 500 in Sedona. That's not even where we're located. It's 2 hours away. Next call would be, I want breakfast, lunch, and dinner cooked in my home. I want a chef standing there for 12 hours, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. The next call would be, I mean, you get the idea. It ran the gamut, and it was very hard for me to say no to things because I wanted money and I wanted to stay in business. But what happened is, the more you say yes to things that you don't know how to do, you don't want to do, you're diluting your power and you're not getting very good at one thing. And the smaller I made my services list, the more money I made, period. So I'm not swayed or, baited on the phone when somebody calls and says, I don't want you to cook in my home. I want meal delivery. That's great. We're not the company for that. Here's someone you can call, but we don't do that. And I do it with confidence now because I know the minute I hang up, somebody is going to call me who wants what we do. And that's why getting crystal clear on your services is so important. You want to get known for them. You want to stand out. Most importantly, and this goes back to meditating and trusting yourself, and one is you want to feel good and confident in what you do. And you are not going to feel good and confident while you're providing 30 different things to every random person that calls you. So number 2 is getting crystal clear on your services. Again, in the freebie for this week that you'll be able to download, I'm going to walk you through how to get crystal clear on your services. So the third thing is narrowing down your service area. And this has the same to do with narrowing down your services. You want to make sure people know the area you service. And I know it can sound really easy and foolish, but again, hundreds of websites that I look at, people do not include where they are, the zip codes that they service, the neighborhoods, the communities. It's just not there. And even when people are posting on social media, I see this all the time. They're offering their services without a location. So one thing, and this is something I talk about in social media branding, all of your things have to match. If you have a phone number, this just happened to me. I had a chef contact me. He had a 646 area code, and which I know is from New York because I'm from New York, but he was a personal chef in Atlanta. And it is bizarre and weird that you're operating a completely different location from what your number comes up as, because if you're not putting, here's where I am in Atlanta, these are the neighborhoods that I service, and your number pops up like that, somebody's going to think it's a wrong number. They're going to think you don't even live there. They're going to think you don't run that business. It's just confusing to people. So narrowing down your service area is important, and making sure that your contact information matches where you are. So what I suggest is picking a few areas that are no more than 20 to 25 minutes from your home, unless you are used to driving long distances and have no problem factoring that into your pay and your timing. Then I suggest starting with 20 to 25 minutes. Starting close to home lets you build that solid area that you can get known in, and you can build a reputation. So I want you to brainstorm the best neighborhoods around you, make a list, write down their zip codes, write down the housing developments, write down any gated communities. A lot of areas, each of these housing areas or gated communities have their own names. And what is great with that, especially because you're close by and you know them, is number one, you can go over there, and we'll talk more about this in some future recordings and channel learnings, but being close to it is an advantage to you because you will know what's going on there. And you will also come up higher in searches when you use those words on your website for these smaller developments, rather than Personal Chef Atlanta is very different than Greyhawk Talon Atlanta, which could be a community within a suburb. So I want you to add these specific names to your website, not just in the footer. It needs to be on different pages and worked into stories or services, something that makes sense for when people come on, they know they're in the right place. It should be on your business card. It should be on postcards. It needs to be on everything. Don't just think because you're in Scottsdale and I leave my card somewhere in Scottsdale, people are going to know that this chef service is based in Scottsdale. I know that sounds weird, and I know it sounds repetitive, because why would somebody leave a card in a yoga studio in Scottsdale if they don't, provide service there? But once you pick up that card and it has a New York phone number or a California number, that confuses me. So make sure everything matches. I don't want you to lose business or lose inquiries for people who are confused and who don't know that they're in the right place. It is your job to tell them. So these are my 3 ways for you to get more clients now. They might not seem that they're directly related to getting clients, but they all are. Trust me, we use every single one of these every single day. And I teach this to all of my clients, and they all result in income increases. So the most important thing is to start. Pick one of these things and do them. Not a week from now, not a month from now, today. Don't even pick tomorrow. Do it today. The 3 shifts above have helped me personally and my coaching clients change their personal chef business by leaps and bounds. Once you do it, you'll be attracting the absolute best clients for you. So where you can get the freebie for this show is at stephanieheller.com/download101. If you go to that link, which is also going to be in the show notes, you could click on it directly. You will be asked to put in your email so I can send you the freebie. It's going to be a PDF workbook download that you could print off or that you could fill in online. Also, if you have any questions, you can always reply to that email. Let me know what you've been working on, what you still have questions with. Also, if you want to be a part of a great personal chef community, I invite you to jump on over to Facebook, to my group. All you do is search in the search box in Facebook, Elite Personal Chef, and my group will pop up. Just request to join and I will put you in there. So I hope that you have learned a little bit, want to run out and do something, that I've inspired you, and I wish you sweet success, and I will see you soon. Bye.